Good morning, my adventurers. How are you on this fine Monday, February 27th of 2023? Well, it's cold and rainy where I am, and I don't like it. Today, I'm going to be doing another book reading. I know my book readings don't get too many views, but I hope that will change. Get out there, share me on social media. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing something from the Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. Something new. I know I should finish the other books I started, right? Well, I will. Give me time. But I'm just going to do a little snippet or, a page or two from Edgar Allan Poe. If you've never read Edgar Allan Poe, join me, shall you? There's a lot of classic books I have not written. Oh, that's a slip of the tongue. Anyway, there's a lot of classic books and movies I haven't read or watched. And if you've never read any Edgar Allan Poe, maybe you should join me in this reading. If you have the book, read along. I'll give you time to find. It might be different. Today I'm going to be reading The Raven. I've never read The Raven either. Okay, so here we go. Quote The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitors, er, 'tis some visitor." He spelled it differently. Visiter. Is that how you spell visitor? It looks weird. I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember it was in bleak December. How about bleak February? And each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden. I'm sorry, I can't read this morning again. For the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. This is going to be raw and unedited. I'm coming at you live, mistakes and all. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never left before. So that now, so still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is and nothing more." It's kind of repeated there twice. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more." Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming, dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before, but the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merrily this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard the tapping somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Not sure what that is. Let me see then what their threat and is and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with a many flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore, nor at least the obscient OBEISANCE made her, not a minute stopped or stayed her, but with Mayan, MIEN, of lord and lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon the bust of Pallas, PALLAS, just above my chamber door, perched and sat nothing more. Diddly damn. Oh. Then the ebony bird beguiling my sad and fancy into smiling. But by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it is worse, though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, I think I skipped something, forgive me. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad face into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it is worse, through thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. That's Pluto, PLUTONIAN. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Giving me words I can't pronounce. Forgive me while I turn the page. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl, to hear the discourse so plainly. Through its answer little meaning, little relevance bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being, bird or beast, upon the sculptured bust above this chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. So the raven's name was Nevermore, I'm gathering. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters it is only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master who unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. I think they do that on purpose so you can't speak it properly. But the raven still beguiling my sad face into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim and ghastly gaunt and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiercy eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining, that lamplit glowed o'er, like over, but whose violet lining with lamp lining glowing o'er, she shall pass, nevermore. This is making no sense to me. How about you? Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the turfed floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, and here we go again, NEPENTHE, I have no idea how to even pronounce that, nepenthe, from the memories of Lenore. I'm confused by this poem, are you? Quaff, this kind of nepenthe, NEPENTHE, and forgive this lost Lenore, quoth the raven nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, is a bird or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, is bird or devil. By that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with some sorrow laden, if the distant Aiden, Aidenn, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, quoth the raven nevermore. Keeps repeating itself. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked up, starting. Get thee back into the tempest of the night's Plutonarian shore. There's that word again. Oh, I just lost my... Hold on. Okay. Into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take that beak from our heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamp lighter over him stream through his shadows on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. And that concludes The Raven. I don't know about you, but that was a little confusing to me. I need to go back and maybe reread it to understand it. Maybe you too, if you can read the poem, go back, read it. If you understand it, great. Fill me in. Put a comment in the comment section. But they were using words that I find hard to understand. Maybe I should look at the meaning of them. But I'm going to go back and read over this poem, see if it makes any sense. It's a very popular poem by Edgar Allan Poe, and a lot of people like it. Me, I don't know what to think about it. I'm sure it's good. I just have yet to understand it, you know what I mean? And I'll be reading other poems from Edgar Allan Poe in other vlogs. If you would like, drop a comment in the comment section. If you like this, hit the like and the subscribe button. But fill me in on what you thought of this reading. I know I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm only human. So I want to show raw, unedited video to show that I am human. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes, right? And I want to be encouraging and enlightening, entertaining. You can even laugh at my mistakes if you want to. That way my mission is accomplished if I put a smile on your face. That's the whole point of this channel, to bring you entertaining content, to make you smile, to make you laugh. I'd really like to get out there and do some filming outside, because those seem to be the videos that I get the views. But with this weather, not going to happen. A lot of people are complaining they want their rent reduced, because that's why the cost of living in California is so high. We are paying for the weather. But it's been cold and rainy. We want our rent reduced. We need the cost of living reduced if it's going to keep on like this. This ain't the East Coast. Thank goodness. Anyway, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share on your social media, and I'll be back for another reading or photo compilation later. I need to get motivated, right? Okay. This weather is not too motivating. So get out there and conquer the world for me. How about that? But if you have a desire and a passion to do something, get out there and do it. I'm trying. All right? Like, subscribe, share on your social media, hit the notification bell if you got one. Drop a comment in the comment section. And stay goofy. See ya.